Cash Color Cannabis is a higher level of conversation. He keep trying to slide this action shit on my show.
He's trying to work in some new material.
Yeah, working in new material shit, man.
Yeah, you can't let him do that.
Look, it's Cash Color Cannabis, high level of conversation on livehiphopdaily.tv. I got my boy Nick Love in the building. Nick, what's good? What's good, sir?
I'm in the building. That's big.
Yo, it's amazing, man. I've actually had a chance to know you for a little while now, so it's like
it's been a few years.
Yeah, it's been some years. And I tell people when I first saw your name, it was through DigiWax, and it was a time back when I used to do my thing, Last Word Online. And I would try to get guests. What I would do is go on DigiWax and go see who's the press contact.
Right.
And Jeezy had just became a thing. And I remember, I gotta get this boy Jeezy on Last Word Online.
Right.
Who's the press contact?
Nick Love.
Nick Love.
That's right.
Nick Love. I was like, matter of fact, when I saw the name, I was like, what a rap ass name. Nick Love.
Nobody ever believes that's my name. I have to like really go through a whole thing, pull out my license, the whole shit.
Yeah, that's like your born name.
That's my
Nick
real
Love.
name. Nicholas Love.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, state your name, tell us what you do, man.
I'm Nick Love, jack of all trades, born and raised here in Atlanta.
Yes.
Many things to many people. Father, marketing guy, manager, party promoter, food blogger, shit, man, some of everything.
Yeah, man.
I could do
online
that for a while.
agitator too, for some people.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Hot Take lately. Like I realized that, like especially when it comes to music, that's me.
Well, before we get into his hot take, I want to get into his music background so you can understand why this man is actually qualified to have some of these conversations.
For sure.
Let's talk about your influence. Let's first talk about how you met Jeezy. Like, how did the whole connection with you and Jeezy come to be?
That came about. I was interning for DTP at the time, and so I was getting paid at this point. Mm-hmm. I was going back and forth to Macon. Doing promotions. I was doing Bobby V, Player Circle, stuff like that. And I was going back and forth to Macon, and I actually ended up running to my man LJ Malone, whose mother ran this spot called Habasham Music, big record store down in Macon. So her son LJ, he's the one who kind of showed me around. Like, he's the one who took me to all the clubs, introduced me to all the DJs, and he introduced me to these guys from Young Guns Entertainment, which was Jeezy at the time. This was Jeezy and Kink and the whole crew. They later became corporate thugs. But I'm at the tag office. I had a job. My mama got me a gig at the tag office. This was my last real job. This was like 2002. And, I'm sitting in the tag office. Kink comes in. I didn't see him. He went to a window to get tags for the trucks. Yeah. But they had changed the name CTE. And so one of the ladies that was working with me was like, yo, you should go holler at that guy. I said, why? Because everybody at the job knew I didn't want to be there. They knew I was only there because my mom got me the job. And they was like, yeah, we know you want to do music. That guy, he works for some music thing. You should probably go talk to him. So look out. And I'm like, I know that guy. Got up from where I was, walked outside, hollered at him, and he's like, yo, man, we moving up here to Atlanta. We got a crib up here in Alpharetta. I mean, if you want to work, you can come work. I was like, bet. Told them folks, hey, I'm out of here.
I quit now.
I told them I quit. My mama was like, you better give them folks 2 week notice. So I had to go back. I had to go back to work for 2 weeks. And then I was CTE from then on, man.
That's what's up, man. When they first connected, when you first actually met Jeezy and saw the energy he had and heard the music, did you know immediately it was going to be a thing, or was you ever concerned?
I knew it was. I knew I liked it. I knew they had money, and at that time I was kind of like, well, look, if the music is good and y'all can afford to pay me, and y'all can afford to actually promote this and really do it right, I think we got a shot. That was my biggest thing. I just wanted to be in the music business really, really bad. Like I said, I wasn't getting paid at DTP. I was interning, which was fine. I was cool with that. That was just part of paying dues.
Yeah.
But by the time I was doing DTP, I had already done Dallas Austin and worked over here with his label. I had worked with DJ Toomp. I had done all these things. So I'm like, I just want to get some bread. So meeting them in Macon, I knew they had money because I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already knew what that was.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, that wasn't a shocker.
Yeah.
So it was just like, yo, if I like the music, I'm in, and I love the music. I knew it was going to be something. Did I know it was going to become what it became? Nah. No, I couldn't have predicted that.
Jeez.
Nowhere.
And this is around Trap or Die time.
This is before Trap or Die. This is before Streets is watching.
Okay.
This is, like I said, mind you, I came on the team. It was me, Coach K, Yusef, who was Coach K's partner at the time, Kink, Asha, and Twin. That's it. But Twin, Coach K, they're doing QC now. Yusef is off running his own thing. Kink is back in the business as of this past weekend. I just saw him the other day.
Really? Kinky B back
in? Yeah,
in?
Kinky B is back in. So it's just like, we had a dream team, but it was a small team. It was like 6 of us,
Yeah.
and that's it. I was the one who hired all the interns, all the street team guys. It was all my people.
Nick was the man.
Oh yeah, look, when I hit the ground, I hit the ground running.
Nick
I was
was
with
the man.
I was ready to do it. I wasn't trying to go back to the tag office.
Nah, I feel you, bro.
That wasn't an option.
And you had a major run with Jeezy. Like you really was there. His first like real interaction with mainstream world. Like you was there for that.
Streets is Watching, Trap or Die, the first album, TM 101, the second album, The Inspiration, the USDA album, the group album with Slick and Raw.
I know I was still on DigiWax trying to figure out a contact, and it was always Nick Love.
Yeah. We had a real run, man. We had a real movement. And it was an exciting time. It was different, you know what I'm saying? And to be on the, from the ground floor was really, really dope. Because, one thing I tell people all the time is that you don't get credit for just working. Like, if you go work for Jay-Z right now, right, you don't get credit for the Reasonable Doubt days.
No. You get credit for 444 kind of.
Right. Well, you didn't get credit for that. You could just kind of got a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Lenny S gets the credit. Hip Hop and G get the credit for early Jay-Z, and that's why they are where they are, because they was there from the beginning. Yeah. So they've amassed a lot of the credit and the recognition from being part of the groundwork of getting Jay-Z from here to from there to where he is now. Like, so being at the front, the forefront of the Jeezy movement at a time when Atlanta was like shifting. That was big because I was part of the shift. Like, we helped create that blueprint.
Bro, you was part of the part where they go into Magic City and it's literally looking like a flood. You know what I mean? Like it's looking like a flood in there, man.
Yeah, and that was a cool time. You know what I'm saying? It was different. It was aggressive. It was everything that I was about. You know what I'm saying? It was about being super aggressive, being super local. You know what I'm saying? And just claiming what was ours. You know what I'm saying?
What's your relationship with Jeezy now?
It's funny. No, it ain't funny. I mean, like we're good. Like, we solid. We don't have a bad relationship. It's one of those things where I disagree with Dog and how he moves in certain ways.
Yeah.
I'm real big on principle. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, in this music business, it ain't a lot of room for that. Like, you kind of do what you do. You get your money and you make your moves. And whoever gets hurt in the process or whoever kind of gets left in the process, it is what it is. And I get it. I understand growth, and I understand kind of you outgrowing your childhood friends or outgrowing situations. I'm all for that. I've done it myself. Yeah. But, there's certain things I'm kind of just like, I ain't, that's just me.
Nah, I feel you. So, I feel like he brought you back on for another project.
Well, he's brought me back on several times. That's why I say our relationship is good. I don't have a personal, issue with Dog. I have personal objections to some things he did with other people that I'm like, I don't really like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really have a... my issue is my issue. Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I never missed a check. I can say that. With 100% certainty. He's never not paid me. I've never had to run him down for no bread. It's never been that. It's just always been like, man. Like, I started off as a fan, and of his. I ended up working and being a part of the movement, and I never stopped being a fan. But I did have situations coming up in this music business where I was learned to separate business and personal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, things happen and you realize, like, oh, these are my people that I met in the music business. These ain't my homeboys from high school.
I had that every day.
But it's a hard lesson. Like, it hit me hard. When I learned it, it hit me hard. Like, I was affected, I know, for a good year and a half. So I was married at the time, so it's like, my wife was like, yo, you different. Because there were, we had situations where I was like, yo, like, I'm hurt. Like, Like, it's real. And as a man, I'm like, yo, like, I'm not supposed to feel the way, but I'm like, I'm hurt. Like, these situations and seeing people just be funny, it's just like, damn, like, oh, and then you, like I said, when it hits you, you're like, oh yeah, this isn't my cousin. Yeah. This isn't my homeboy.
I just call him my cousin. I call him my bro.
This isn't my brother. This is his bro. This is cuz. This is whatever, but this ain't that. Yeah. And once you realize that and you absorb it and you take it in, like, nothing else ever bothers you again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I am now, like, super jaded and super very, like, nothing bothers me now. Which is why I can make a list and not feel away when somebody says something about it. I can be like, yeah, it's crazy.
So, but before we get to the list, you actually moved on from Jeezy pretty easy.
Very.
Coalition DJs happened eventually.
Yeah, all the DJs I broke Jeezy through, I ended up managing them.
Yeah. You know so talk to us about Coalition DJs, because I got involved. Well, I got very familiar with you right around the time the Wall Street Journal came through.
Yeah, that was a great time for me too, man. Like, I've had so many, like, super cool things happen, and I would have never thought it would happen from dealing with the people I was dealing with.
Me either.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, not me.
I mean, listen. To end up in the Wall Street Journal for managing strip club DJs.
Exactly.
And on the front page of the business page. Exactly. And we wasn't getting indicted.
Exactly.
It was like the greatest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was cool as hell. But it was easy. Like, at the time where I started managing the guys, it was a crew era. You know what I'm saying? There was Super Friends was around, Legion of Doom. The affiliates were still there, that's Drama and Cannon Order before they became Academy. So all the DJs had a crew. The strip club DJs didn't really have one. And Big X, X-Rated, Nando, and Funky decided, we should put something together.
That's dope.
And it was like, we need somebody to be the point person. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it temporarily. It was supposed to be a short-term gig, but it just kind of worked. And once I became the kind of the point person, and people knew me from Jeezy and everything else, it just was like, yo, let's just go. So we hit the ground running, and we didn't look back, man. We had so much success as a crew of DJs, man. We built a national name, from it, man, and it's a blessing. Facts. Like, we was kind of at the beginning of Atlanta really being, at a point we could stick our chest out and be like, yeah, we really do it.
Look, and I'll give y'all some props on this too. The term strip club record, I would have never heard that minus Coalition DJs. Like, people are really coming in there to promote a strip club record.
Yeah.
That was real. That's
that's what you had to do to get a record going back then. You know what I'm saying? It was a time where, the music business. This is how we thrived, really. The music business went through this period, right? And me and Ty, show where Ty go. Shouts out to Ty. Me and Ty had this conversation about growing up in the Gap, right? So we consider ourselves like these kids that's in the Gap. The people who came up before us were like that LaFace era of music business people, right? These people had jobs. They worked at LaFace. Especially people who in Atlanta, right? So a lot of those people had LaFace jobs, record labels. They went on to get jobs at bigger, larger labels. The kids who came after us are the Meezys, the Keys, the TPs, all these guys, these managers of 21 Savage and some of these newer artists, they came up in the Spotify Tidal, that era. Our generation, who was supposed to take over after the LaFace guys moved on, we got stuck in that area where the music business was fighting Napster, fighting iTunes, fighting all that. So mind you, there are no albums dropping, nothing's happening. Like, we hit a standstill. And the people who was in the LaFace era, they didn't leave. They didn't move on so we can move up. They stayed. And then that was the emergence of World Star Hip Hop. Yeah. Emergence of live mixtapes. All these times where there's no albums dropping in. We had to figure that out.
Because there was and then everything became free. You know what I'm saying? Everything became free.
So there's no big jobs for my generation of people that was coming up, because it's like, yo, we giving away stuff for free now.
But the trickle down happened to me as well, because I'm a writer in that Gap. And I remember distinctly my first writing gig with XXL was 300 words. It was $1 a word. That was a $300 check. Right. Let me tell you how fast forward 6 months and that check became 75 cents a word. Then it became 50 cents a word. Yeah. Then it became let's negotiate.
Right. They want you to do it for the look.
Then you doing it for exposure, and I'm like, I'm 5 years in, I don't need your exposure anymore.
Yeah. Like I said, magazines started shutting down. All kind of stuff that was prominent and stuff that I thought would never change or never go away. Started going away. Record stores started going away. Magazines going away. So now, all of us, we trying to figure out, all right, well, what do we do? Like, we're in the music business, and we, in our minds, are like, all right, one day if I just keep grinding, I'll get a big job at Def Jam, big job at, whatever label. And now, the people that was ahead of me was like, shit, well, we can't go nowhere because we don't have nowhere to go.
Yeah, so we ain't leaving.
Yeah, so we ain't leaving. Y'all don't have nowhere to go, so this is stall out.
Gatekeepers became gate closers.
Yeah, man. It was a weird time, man, but what it did, it made me very, very savvy and realize, yo, you better figure out 50 things that you can do.
Exactly.
And that's why I said, I consider myself a jack of all trades. Like, I can do it all. I'll throw a party. I'll figure out how to DJ. I'll manage people. I'll
have a food vlog.
I'll do it all. Like, I'll never be broke.
Yeah, fact,
that ain't never be happening, man. I have a real fear of being homeless.
And I think that's a real thing. You speak the people who came between that gap. That's a real thing amongst us, because you will figure out 5, 6, 7 ways to get money.
Absolutely, you know what I'm saying?
That don't involve me having to get a check from you.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I just refuse to be stuck on the whims of whatever's going on, whether it's a label, a person. A situation, whatever, like, nah, I got 10 of those going, so if 2 or 3 of those burn out, I still got 7 checks, and we'll figure it out. Like, now, I'll be tired, but I'll never be broke.
That's what's up. Speaking of that, AtlantaBizClothing.com. Y'all gonna buy a shirt.
So
we talk about streams. Yeah, man. Yeah. So let's get into the nitty gritty here, man. Because like I say, I was talking to my man Roscoe Dash a couple of weeks ago, and
Shout out to Roscoe.
The last thing my man said before he left that show was, and I should have been higher on that list. And I said,
that.
What list are we talking about? And I was like, oh man, Nick.
The infamous top 50 Atlanta rapper list.
Yeah, the infamous top 50 list. So talk to us about how this list came about. Like, I mean, I know that first it started off, I guess, with with the New York list, and then before you know it, people just started doing lists.
I saw the original, like the OG list, which was the one that had Button at 3, right? Yeah. So that was like the topic of discussion.
Joe
like
Budden at 3, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I respected the way Joe played it though, because I listened to the Joe Budden podcast. I fuck with Joe. But I respected how he played it. He was like, yo, like he had fun with it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, come on, let's be serious. Clearly I'm not number 3, but don't play. I'm no slouch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't act like I'm whack. And I kind of loved that. I was just digging that. So one day, my homegirl Brooke, she used to be a dancer at Magic, and we correspond on Twitter. We always kind of have banter back and forth. And so one day, we just talking on Twitter, and I said, yo, did anybody ever do an Atlanta list? And she was like, y'all don't have 50 rappers.
Oh, whoa.
And I was like, nah, that's crazy. I said, we absolutely have 50 rappers.
Yeah, clearly.
That's an insane thing to say.
Yeah.
She's like, no, Nick, I know you can probably come up with 20, 25. Yeah. She said, but once you hit 26, you're going to have problems. I was like, I got you. So I sat down one day. I'm sitting at the house. I had my daughter with me. And I mean, like maybe a 10, 15-minute brainstorm session. I came up with like 55, 56 names, right?
Yeah.
So I just took the top 50 of what I had. Now, fast forward a couple of days later, after the whole thing kind of shot out of here, because like I said, mind you, when I posted the list, I posted it on my personal Facebook and my Twitter.
That's how I remember it.
Now,
it was on Facebook.
Honest, I have a fair amount of followers, so I mean, on a certain level, I expected responses. I knew I would get somebody to reply, because I get something to reply to pretty much everything I post. But it took like my man Newface. Like Newface is cool with like B-Dot and Elliott Wilson and all those guys. So he reposted it. They see it. My homeboy TP, he was managing Young Nudie. He managed the kid Jetson that do the tracks for the baby. You know what I'm saying? He posted. So now all the young folks are seeing it. So now they're reposting it. So now this thing that started off is just like, I'm thinking it's gonna be me and Ty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be me, Ty, you, a couple people that I rock with, my personal partners that'll see the list and they'll say, oh man, so and so should be lower, higher, whatever. And we would crack back and forth for an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
It explodes all over everywhere, and then it just becomes this thing. But mind you, it became a thing in August. This was the end of August when I posted this. It was like August 21st.
We still talking about it.
What happened was we talked about it for like 2-3 weeks, and then it went away. Yeah. Gucci saw the list, and he posted it yesterday. He saw it for the first time, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, what the fuck? But when Gucci Mane sees the list, now Shade Room picks it up, Academics picks it up, Carl Cherry, like all these people are like, now I'm seeing think pieces on a list I created in 15 minutes, and I'm like, yo, everybody's tripping.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of bullshit around the list. And I do want to say this, like I feel like a lot of it is disingenuous. I feel like for everybody, like Tip, one of my favorite artists, he's number 2 on my list. Favorite rapper, probably one of my favorite rappers, period. But when I see artists say I don't care, I don't believe, like that's bullshit. And not that Tip should be sitting around like, man, I'm number 2 on Nick Love's list. This is great. But at the same time, rappers spend the bulk of their career telling us how good they are.
And they the best.
I'm the best. I got the most money. I fuck the most hoes. I do this. Yep. And so then when somebody puts together a list and saying, all right, cool, this is who I think is the best, and you say, oh man, fuck the list. Like, whoa, hold on. Like, that ain't quite accurate.
Yeah.
Now, should you be losing sleep over it? No. But to say that I don't care where I'm ranked, I don't care, it's up to me, and I define who I am. No, it's not, because for years you rapped about, I'm the best, I'm number 1, I do this, I do that. Like I even saw Walker today. Walker posted something like, and he was like, yeah, man, I don't want to be on no rap list. Let's talk about who got the most money, and let's talk about who do this. And I'm like, there's a list for that.
You still not on that list. Not to be real.
There is a money list.
You're not on that list.
And the funny thing about the money list is nobody ever says, man, fuck that list.
Yeah.
Nobody ever say the Forbes list and be like, oh man, fuck that list. I don't care where I'm at on that Forbes
I'm number
list.
2. Fuck that. I ain't reading that.
It don't be that. And like I said, I don't think nobody should be losing sleep about my personal opinion. But I mean, come on, man. Like, we're all programmed as kids, you know what I'm saying? I remember being in elementary school, and we was like, we're going to make a list of who the cutest girls in class is. Everybody want to be on the list. Everybody want to be on the top 10 of anything. I don't care if it's the best dressed list, if it's the who got the most money, who whatever. Like, you want to be on something. That's the appeal of list. Every blog, website will tell you, whether it's Complex, Shade Room, whatever, they ever do a top 5, top 10, everything, that's the thing that gets the most clicks.
Yeah, of course.
And drives the most
Listicles
traffic.
do that.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what I mean, and everybody's aware of that. So if you have any level of a platform, you put a list together, you're gonna get a response.
Yep.
So, you know, like I said, man, but the list has been, you know, like I've had rappers reach out to me via DM, call my phone. Some people like, yo, bro, seen that list, man. Like, Sci-Hi called me yesterday. He was like, bro, I got niggas calling me from prison talking about this list.
Talking about number 6 on the list. I was going to ask you about the let's talk about the rankings itself. So
Let's talk about
on Nick Love's list of top 50 rappers, it goes, the top 5 are Andre 3000,
Absolutely.
T.I.P.,
Absolutely.
CeeLo Green,
For sure.
Ludacris,
Yeah.
Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my issue.
Okay.
Here's my issue.
I can't wait.
And they both are Killer Mike and Andre 3000. I want to,
Wow.
and this is, no, yeah, serious.
Well, I'm going to let you finish.
It's Andre 3000 and Killer Mike, because I feel like, how are we gauging this list?
Okay, so let me say this,
Okay.
so everybody's clear. The list was originally a skills list.
Okay.
It wasn't about impact. It wasn't about who sold the most records. It wasn't about who was the biggest. It wasn't about who was the most popular. This was, if I sit right here and I start beating on the table like we used to do in the lunchroom, and everybody had a chance to spit,
Yeah.
who's going to give us that verse?
Oh, man.
That's how the list started. So, Andre, I don't think that's up for debate, but I was wrong because people wanted to debate me about it. I was stunned at that.
I'm gonna debate you about it. Yeah.
Why? Well, I mean,
because
what's
I
the
feel
debate
like
on Andre 3000?
The same thing with Killer Mike. Like when we was talking yesterday about Mike versus Dro, like we was having to, like, it was lightweight, but I was being for real.
Okay.
I don't feel like Killer Mike has really good verses. I don't know if you have enough work for me to be like you're a top 5 artist. Like, I mean, you're a good rapper, but it's like,
again, remove artist from the equation. Lyricist.
And that's why I was like, okay,
Lyricist.
so we going lyricist. So okay, so lyricist. Again, top 5. I gotta think about that again.
Andre is top 5 of everything, not just
I don't
Atlanta.
believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Where is he at on hell?
This is what
Tip, the funny thing about Tip not giving a fuck about a list. Tip made a list today. Tip made a list. Or Tip's crew.
Undoubtedly, he made a list.
Yeah, he made a list. Him and the Trap Museum crew, Doug and all those guys, they made a list. And I think Andre might have been number 6 on their list.
Andre ain't number. I don't even know how to put it because Andre to me is this guy. Like, you legitimately haven't given me enough to rank you. You just haven't. I don't know where we can go with this.
I mean, okay, but are you a football fan?
Yeah.
You like Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
Same thing. Andre Barry Sanders.
I was gonna say Andre Rison. I thought about it this morning. Andre Rison is he a Hall of Famer yet?
Andre Rison's not going to be a Hall of Famer.
I was gonna say now it can. Because he was never,
Andre 3000 is not Andre Rison.
He was never at any point in the time the best wide receiver. Because I was like,
no, not
there's
even close.
A lot of people who go through the Hall of Fames, basketball in NFL. Not at one point were you ever the best at your position at that time. You just compiled a bunch of numbers.
No, but I mean, I think universally, other rappers will tell you that Andre is.
I mean, he's.
guy.
But I'm not saying he's not. I just say, like, I put him in the same category as Lauryn Hill sometimes to me. You are dope.
Yeah, but I mean, Lauryn
where
Hill
do
is
we
better
go with
than.
this?
I mean, I think it's clear that Lauryn Hill is better than a lot of people.
Yeah, she is, but
like,
again,
that's not. Lauryn Hill is like definitely better than most people.
But for me to say you and your one album and these people who've been doing this for now 5 years consistently, how do I just throw you up there?
All right, I'm with you on that, but that's why. Okay, but that's also why I rank Jay at 1. I think.
Jay-Z's hands down.
Jay is number 1 to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, and I'm a Pac fanatic. I recognize that Nas is dope. I recognize that Biggie is dope. All that. So it's that. But to me, the reason I love Jay and the reason I think he's number 1 is because he outlived a lot of people. And in outliving a lot of people, he had to deal with the different eras that came and went. And I always think about this. Like I had this dream one time, and I still might do it. I want to do this play about like what would happen if like Pac and Big had lived, right? Because that's always the debate of like, well, if Pac was here, Jay, if Big was here, people always say that shit. But I always think like, remember Jay's been around since the Outkast era.
Yep.
Jay's been around since the Crunk era. He's seen the Snap era. He's watched Atlanta become Atlanta, and Jay has been successful in all of those eras.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine what people would say if they seen Big and Future do a record together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine the backlash of like Pac doing a record with Blueface. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay has been around and done records with cats and been in these eras and still been a top dog. And I don't know that Pac and Big would have done that. Not saying that they couldn't, but we don't know. So you got to give Jay some level of credit for just being around and being able to thrive.
Look, I'll give you somebody else on this list who I thought should have been bigger. But again, it goes back to the level of work you have and how consistently you weren't. And that's Slick Pulla. I think Slick Pulla, honestly, if you're talking about just lyricism,
Pulla's
that's
amazing.
a top 10 dude. Like, that's hands down the top 10 dude.
Pulla's amazing, and it's the homie.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you would rank him top 10, given he doesn't have as much.
That's what I just said. The same thing. You can't. It's hard to do that, but I would be like, damn.
Because that's the same thing. I think off camera you was talking about Bohagan.
Yeah.
Bohagan has the same problem. A lot of y'all. Matter of fact, I brought everybody some homework. I got a piece of paper that I want to show everybody. So I really
is that what that is?
L is here. My people is here. I really want to, because here's the thing that a lot of people, I want to say. Like I said, I came up with 56, 57 names, right, and cut it down to 50. I cut 7 names. 2 days later, I sat down and really thought about, like, damn, like, okay, because people hit me on Twitter like, oh man, you forgot so and so. You forgot so and so. Roscoe Dash.
Roscoe Dash.
But like, mind you, there was a lot of names that I forgot. Mind you, like I said, it took me 15 minutes to make this list. Yeah. When I gave it some real thought, there's 100. I got 150. I got a paper right here. Tell me how many names you think on this paper. Shit. It's 150 some odd names on this paper of rappers that you know, of rappers that you've heard of.
Oh, Yola. I mean, but again, no word, no
but
real
again,
word.
there's
Yola.
rappers that I didn't even think of that day, and I was like, damn, he should have made the list.
Nah, not VL.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people, like, people was hitting me. I was surprised.
Light Skin Keisha was on your list at one point?
No, she was on my list.
Oh, she was just somebody
she
you
was
wrote
a name
down.
that I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But okay, I got a lot of people who hit me and said, yo, there ain't no women on the list. I said, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, I wouldn't say that. But for the people that's in the room, they say there wasn't no women on the list.
Yeah.
What female rappers do we have out of Atlanta, just so we can go ahead and just name them?
Rashida.
Yeah. Left Eye.
Yeah.
Princess and Diamond.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Light Skin Keisha.
Hold on. What's
the Omeretta girl. I like the Omeretta girl. She's dope.
What's the girl keep fighting on Love and Hip Hop? Akbar V.
Akbar V.
Akbar V.
Okay. Akbar V. Omeretta. She from Atlanta?
Oh, you remember Gloss the Boss? Why did that just pop in my head?
I forgot about Gloss.
Gloss the Boss.
Okay, cool. But China White. China White,
China
that was with
White.
BME. All right,
well,
cool.
she's doing Christian music now.
Yeah. Okay, but for the people that said there were no women on the list, of the women that we named, are any of them in y'all's top 50? And that's not disrespect to anybody. And
of Atlanta, Rashida would be.
Okay, but hold on. Let me say this too, because I
won't
won't say his name, but I had our artist reach out to me and was like, "Yo, nigga, you disrespecting me." Like, he was really like talking crazy. And
disrespected, bro.
Yeah, he was legitimately mad at me, and to a certain degree I understood, but at the same time I was like this. I'm like, bro, look at this piece of paper and tell me, is it disrespect to be in the top 50? It's 100 plus names on here.
Yeah.
So to be, even if you're number 50, if you're 46 out of 200 people, it's not like a slight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody should assume they number one or aspire to be number one, but like,
I think the Russ one blew me away. I think I said that on Twitter too. Like, Russ.
I think, okay, now, are you how familiar are you with Russ? Because I'm a little bit more familiar with Russ than most people.
I guess I don't know. I'm kind of confused. I know most people keep reminding me he was a producer, and I'm like, I don't know. Like.
But I mean, for people who aren't as familiar with dude is not whack.
No. And
if we talk about money and numbers and sales, Russ has outsold your favorite rapper.
You know what? That last album he did with Scott Storch, definitely. What was it, like number 1 or 2?
Yeah, Russ does numbers. So
it's just, who cares? Like if we're gonna be 1,000, like, do people really care about Russ music like that in Atlanta though?
Have you been to a Russ show in Atlanta? I've seen a Russ show in Atlanta.
I'm not asking for a friend. I'm asking for me. I don't know. Like, people really care about Russ music like that?
Somebody does.
Yeah.
Somebody does.
I go back to the fact that I feel like Aria went to school with him. I'm like, maybe that group, like, if you remember him, because that's how I would definitely roll with you. If I remember you from high school and I look up and I'm like, damn, dude's like I'm going everywhere you at. I'm supporting that every day. I can see his age group riding with that.
The first time I met him, he showed up talking crazy at a door at a show in South by because I didn't know who he was.
Right.
And y'all know me, so
Yes.
I was talking crazy right back.
Yeah.
When he got on stage, people knew every word of his songs. And this was like 2015, 2016.
So should Russ be higher than? Let me stop.
No, but seriously, one, we never gonna make a list that everybody's gonna ride with, right? There's not one combination of 50 people that everybody's gonna say, that's the one. We're never gonna get there, right?
No.
But look at the list. Like I said, I had a lot of people hit me and was like, yo, Schoolie should be top 10. He's one of the most influential artists in Atlanta, especially for the younger crowd. I respected that. Schoolie is my dog. He wasn't influential to me.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And the cats I run with, but I do recognize that when Rich Kids and that crowd was popping, Schoolie was the top dog of that. Like, he was the guy that everybody was trying to do what he does. You know what I'm saying? So I recognize that Schoolie is dope. Money Man, he wasn't on my list, but a lot of people love Money Man.
Is he from Atlanta too?
Yeah, Money Man from here.
I didn't know he was from Atlanta.
Yo, Money Man, who else? Shout out to God. Like I said, look, I want everybody to see this paper because I really would like for the people that's here to see like the names on this list. Like it's real names.
I applaud that Scotty ATL and I applaud that Scotty made the list because I think Scotty's really like a very underrated artist out here, like lyrically. Right. I'm glad Bankroll made the list, but your top 10 is gonna always confuse me because I'm like, Sci-Hi's definitely. Again, we talking about lyrics though.
We talking about lyrics.
Sci-Hi
ain't too many people in Atlanta gonna out rap Sci-Hi.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not
same thing with 2 Chainz. I think 2 Chainz is a little bit underrated when it comes to.
I think people hear the punchlines and kind of the more commercial records and they like, man, I don't 2 Chainz, but I'm like, bro, you sleeping on Tit.
Young LA threw me off.
Young LA
threw me off. I ain't gonna lie,
Young LA
bro.
is another one that had a lot of influence on the city. He had his sound.
Yeah.
Was influential, but then a lot of people say, yo, if you're gonna put LA, you gotta put J Money.
Well, if you're gonna put LA, you're gonna put J Money, we go right back to me and Dewan Hart. Like all this is Young Dro. Black Boy, White Boy, that's all Young Dro.
Right. I mean, that's why Dro is one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? But
Dro can describe something like it's like him and Ghostface Killah. If they ever did a mixtape together, that'll be the most visual lyrical album. You talking about Wally's dripping like marble cake, and you got raspberry diamonds from Tokyo happening.
Yeah, man, like this is amazing. I mean, like a lot of people. I saw a lot of people, especially people who wasn't from Atlanta, disrespected the shit out of Dro and was like, Dro, I can't believe y'all, Dro. But you know who got the most disrespect that I was just super offended by? CeeLo.
Because they forget CeeLo rap.
But that's so disrespectful to somebody who came up in Atlanta like me and people who are like really from here.
Yeah.
To hear people be like, CeeLo don't even rap. I was like,
CeeLo a bully with that rhyme.
I fell out like multiple times. Like, yo, CeeLo got some of the illest verses you'll ever hear in your life. Like, I'm a CeeLo fanatic. I think CeeLo's better than to me.
Then better than Andre 3000?
To me,
yes.
But it's not a popular opinion. But hey, man, I'll fight you about it.
Yo, go back to go back to Cell Therapy right this second. That's probably the only verse I could name word for word right now. Like just off the top of my head. Like CeeLo's verse.
So CeeLo is amazing. But like I said, people think he's the guy from The Voice.
Did they put that game?
Or he's the guy from Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah.
Or he's the guy that sings "Fuck You." You know what I'm saying? But they forget rap. Soul Food, CeeLo, Still Standing CeeLo, Fly Away CeeLo. You know what I'm saying? Like people, Cell Therapy CeeLo. Like CeeLo is fucking amazing. Wow. It's a reason he's still on these records that keep coming out today, and people keep calling him for features and to rap and to sing on these records. CeeLo's fucking amazing.
That's another one, man. He didn't do it long enough. I thought when I first heard Cool Breeze on Watch the Hook, I remember saying he's out of here. I was in college. John C. Smith. I heard that. I was like, he's out of here. He's the best, hands down.
Cool Breeze is amazing. I'm a Dungeon Family fanatic.
Cool Breeze,
it's hard to tell me anything bad about Witch Doctor, Cool Breeze, any of those guys.
Witch Doctor, another one.
Witch Doctor's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people, but some of these people you have to be from here though. Like a lot of people don't know Hitman Sammy Sam. Like there was a time when Hitman Sammy Sam was the biggest thing in Atlanta.
I didn't even know he was from Atlanta.
You from here to know that.
I didn't know he was from Atlanta.
There was a time when Pastor Troy was the biggest thing in Atlanta. Like you got to be here to know that. Like Troy was Jeezy.
Yeah.
At one point, Troy was it.
Yeah.
And Troy had 3-4 albums back to back of just like
vice verses, like
vice versa.
What's the joint he had?
All that stuff.
The joint he had with Timbaland is still a banger to me. That
right.
With Jay that dun 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 dun. Yo, Pastor Troy killed that. Oh, we cut it. Yeah.
Troy got hits.
Yeah.
Troy got the Riding Big that Toomp did. Like Troy got records, and people forget because all they think of now is No More Play and the belt and the helmet. You see him at all the
reality shows,
and you're like, "Hi, Troy with the belt. Hi, that's great." Yeah. He come out do his one song or two songs and he bounce. But you forget that Troy was the biggest thing in Atlanta one point. Like, not even close. Not even close until Tip came.
Hands down. I remember being high as hell on the West Side and hearing that record. Like, again, I used to dip down here from college. I heard that record on the radio. I think Luda was on the radio then. Like, that might have been a Luda era.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
But then you got to take into account these new kids, right? So you got the Lil Keys and the Lil Goddets and, all these guys that's coming up now. Like, some of us, like I said, I'm 39 years old, so my ear is going to be a little different for that. You know what I'm saying? But they're a kid. Like, I sat in the barbershop. After the list came out the first time, I'm in the barbershop. We're all talking about it. And I asked the kid, he was like 17, 18 years old, he's going to cut. I said, yo, who your top 5, rappers in Atlanta? He said, hands down, he like Young Thug harder than anybody you talking about.
Word, okay.
And was like, and was ready to stand on that. And what I'm going to say, like, yo, you 18. Like, what, 17? I mean, that's what I kind of expect you to say.
Yeah.
now Thug is not my number one.
Yeah.
But to an 18-year-old, or maybe even to somebody older, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I expect a young kid, and I don't expect a young kid to say Andre or CeeLo or Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expect you to say Young Thug, Future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you grew up on. Like, some of the people you never heard of a Cool Breeze if you 18.
I'm trying to think of some of these people even now.
Like, some of these albums are 25 years. Like, think about that. Like, Cell Therapy, Soul Food, all that stuff. These records came out in 95.
Like, again, you got to be an Atlanta person
records.
to understand Ghetto Mafia. Like, you got to.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I'm from Decatur, so Nino and Wicked and Ghetto Mafia is a thing.
Jaron Benton, another one. Yeah.
Jaron Benton was one that I left off the list.
Rapping wise,
a lot of people aren't familiar with Jaron. Jaron probably one of the best. Mm-hmm. Jaron up there with Sci-Hi.
Yeah.
We talking about lyrics, rapping. But a lot of people don't even know Jaron. And if they know him, they don't know he's from here.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
He doesn't sound like Atlanta.
He don't sound like Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? So the list is cool, man. I love the debate of it. I love seeing the reactions. Like, I've screenshot a lot of stuff just because I think it's hilarious to me. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing the other lists that have sprang up, the people's opinions, the rappers' opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly, when I made the list, I assumed rappers would be like, that's crazy, man. You know, the fans just, it's up to the fans, whatever. I thought they would just kind of nonchalantly, just kind of glance over it.
This is Atlanta.
I didn't know it would turn into people being personally
this Atlanta
invested. But I mean, I get it, man. You know, hey, man.
This is Atlanta. This is the only place I've ever thought to myself, should I ask this artist this question before I ask this artist this question? Only place ever, because Atlanta people take it very, very, very serious.
Atlanta's small. You're running to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. You say something wild, it's like, yo, like, you got to see them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm out every night, so I'm just like, I ain't said nothing wild. I didn't get on the list and like, oh yeah, well, these guys here are whack. Like, I heard a lot of people, like my closest partner, my boy Faye, he got on me last night at Escobar. He's like, man, you had so and so. Yeah, I forgot. I can't tell you who he named, but he was like, yo, you had him higher than YF and Lucci, man. You really disrespected Lucci. And I was like,
did we really?
I'm like, yo, man, that wasn't no disrespect. Like again, none of this is disrespect. This is not me saying, okay, these guys are good and these guys are whack. This is just the names I came up with, but I'm like, yo, again, he's 47 out of 100 some odd names.
Yo,
like,
be happy. I feel you on that.
I'm happy. I'm an Atlanta advocate. Like, everybody who knows me knows that I'm super about Atlanta. That's the clothes I wear, from the way I talk to who I kick it with, how the events that I do, everything. I'm super about Atlanta. So I'm just proud of the fact that we even have 100+ rappers that people can say, I've heard of them.
And argue about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every city can't say that.
I'm trying to think like how you had the young boy.
I'm sure this will start a fight. But like, yeah, name me 50 Boston rappers.
No, I'll start. It would go Guru, Acrobatic, Mr. Lift. I'm not putting Benzino on that list. No, I don't. Smoke Bolger. No, I don't. Smoke Bolger. No, I don't. Smoke Bolger. No, I don't. Smoke Bolger.
Wow.
I'm not putting Zeno
I don't even
on
know
that
these
list.
people. I've never heard of these people.
Yeah, I'm not putting Zeno on that list.
Give me 50 Philly rappers.
Oh, serious?
Give me 50 Philly rappers.
I'm going probably top Philly.
Because I'm going to tell you, I know State Property,
and again,
I know like a few other people, and that's about it.
I was going to say,
50? Yeah,
that's easy. That's an argument. That's a big old argument, bro.
You got 50?
Yeah. You talk about dude. I'm going Frank with the grippers.
Okay,
you talking about niggas like that?
All right, so let's go down there. I just want to hear y'all opinion. How many cities you think got 50 rappers that we can go name? Houston?
Miami don't.
Houston got 50?
I'm not sure Miami does.
Houston got 50. Philly got 50. You say 50 got. New York, I'm assuming, has 50.
With Detroit.
Detroit got 50 rappers that y'all know?
With Detroit.
No way.
Would Detroit, I'm thinking. Would Detroit.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know 50 Detroit rappers.
No.
I think Miami got 50 rappers.
You know 20 what? Really? That's amazing.
I'm trying to think.
Chicago? 50 Chicago rappers?
I'm not mentioning nothing about Chicago because that really could be a fight. Don't
Again,
make
I don't
no
want no
Chicago
smoke.
list. Don't make no Chicago list.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke, but I'm just saying, man, like.
But to Nick's point, they definitely have those numbers. But is there 50 people that you can name out? Like, you can look at that list and say 45 of them are names that people recognize.
Exactly.
Yeah, people from outside of Atlanta would know most of these names. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people had jokes for Shawty Low and D4L.
Yeah, that's why they were
franchise. Like, you know, like Parlay didn't make the list, but a lot of Atlanta niggas, like, they really fuck with Parlay. You know what I'm saying? On some street shit. Now, I don't know how much of that street shit, how much of that's music, but Parlay is a name that people rock with out here. So it's like, but if you ask somebody and I say, yo, Parlay from Franchise, people from out of town be like, oh, Franchise Boys, I know who that is. They know Fabo. They know Shawty Low. They know Travis Porter.
I can't believe
You know,
Fabo.
they know, like, you know what I'm saying? Bruh.
Fabo was number 50.
Fabo is 50.
Bro. I'm about to say.
Fabo is a superstar.
Fabo is a superstar.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Like,
Fabo.
so when I say, so when you put this list out, like I say, ain't no disrespect to nobody, but dog, Fabo is a superstar.
Yeah.
Fabo can go do spaceships on Bankhead in any
Anywhere,
city,
yes,
right now and get the same reaction.
and do that thing with his leg where he put his leg
What?
back on his arm. Yeah, he show good.
Yeah, he can go overseas and do that leg kick and be what? I'm geeked up and now I can't see. Everybody know that.
Hitting that hard snap. Boy,
Fabo might have one of the most iconic verses out of Atlanta.
Yes.
Like, period. Now, we start talking about that, it's a whole nother conversation.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Walker's verse on Oh, Let's Do It, everybody knows that verse.
Yeah.
I fuck my money. Like, you throw I fuck my money up in the club right now.
Yeah, right now.
Everybody knows that record.
You're right.
Like, look, he rapping now.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, Yola. If we play some of these
Yola.
we play Ain't Gonna Let Up right now, and that went to going.
Yeah. Dun, dun.
Yeah, so the beat
alone.
drop.
The beat alone.
In any city, Yola is a thing. Like I said, so I'm just proud of my city for the fact that we even have records that have left 285.
I don't want to
as
keep
much as we kind of kick shit about local rappers or all that. A lot of our records that might have should have stayed inside of 285, didn't.
Bubblegum, Rashida.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just looking
our
at
records left.
I was looking at Bubblegum, Rashida. That should have stayed within this perimeter.
Wow,
it should have. That was a real Atlanta record, and then Paul Blart put it on a soundtrack, and it's everywhere. And you listen to Bubblegum for a whole year for no reason.
Yeah, Rashida's gorgeous. I ain't say the word about her.
Gonna chew up on
I
your
didn't say
bubblegum.
one negative word about Rashida. She's one. We doing the prettiest Atlantans list. Rashida's top 10.
Oh man, yo,
Hey,
I'm not saying she's not. I'm not saying she's not.
Rashida's
not.
Rashida's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Rashida and Carrie Hilson in my top 5.
Look, for the stress that Rashida's been through, she don't look like it at all.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for the stress she's been through. Nick, I ain't gonna hold you up here too much longer, man. I do appreciate you coming through and interrupting your party time to come explain this list for us.
Hey man, anytime, man. Look, like I said, I gave y'all 100 names. I would love to see everybody else's top 50.
I'm gonna work on this tonight. Nick gave us homework.
I gave y'all homework back because I like I said, ain't nobody ever gonna put together a list that everybody gonna agree on. But I think it's fun, it's conversation, it's it's barbershop talk, it's debates, and it's you know what I'm saying, man. I watched Stephen A. Smith make $10 million a year doing this. You know what I'm saying? So like,
if we do a top podcast list, I better be top 3.
Hey, bro. Hey, how about that?
I better be top 3.
Talk that.
I'll be in your comments.
Hey, top 2 and not 2, right?
Nah,
I hear you, man.
I appreciate you coming through again, man.
Anytime.
Blessing, man.
Shouts out to y'all.
And
Appreciate
that's
y'all.
Cash Color Campus, high level of conversation.
Yes, man.
All right, we're gonna do these pictures and drops, and then I just do